updates. Ti Sam, man, Ti the other day, you know what I mean? He went on Instagram and he posted this clip, and at the top he put the clip that didn't go viral about Jay-Z, and he's pretty much highlighting some of Jay-Z's accomplishments. I'm going to play this and read what Ti said, and we're going to get some commentary on this.
It's a natural emotion to be upset. But where do we go now? Where are we going to take it? What are we going to do? How do we fix it? And what is everyone doing? What is everyone can speak, like those Twitter people you talk, everyone can talk. Ask them what have they done. It's 365 days last year. I can tell you exactly what I've done last year. I can tell you everything that I've done in that change. I can tell you the amount of people I saved from going to jail. I can tell you that I got this person out of jail. I can tell you that I've done this, and that. I fed this many people. I can tell you exactly what I've done with my 365 days. What has everyone done? It's a challenge. Like, what are we doing? I mean, it's cool. We can have the conversation. And again, I'm not saying it's not needed. It's needed because we need to know what's happening. We need to identify the problems in order for us to address it.
All right. So that T.I., played that clip, there on Instagram, and he put, this is what we must acknowledge. Broad work and reputation speak for itself and far louder than the presumptuous Twitter rants. What I hate most is that the oppressor takes advantage of opportunities like this to divide us and continue with the operations as usual all too often, and we fall for the shit hook, line, and sinker every time. He puts, I believe in what Kaepernick represents as much as I believe what Hov represents. I ain't gonna turn on either of them, us or else. And then, it's a list of Jay-Z's accomplishments. There you can see the Puerto Rico hurricane crisis. Jay provided some planes with Fat Joe, 2 million pounds, it looks like, of supplies, title benefit concert, bail for fathers on Father's Day. They also say that Jay-Z bailed out, people Ferguson in Baltimore protest, the Sean Bell Trust Fund. It goes on and on and on. Sandman, what do you think about T.I. caping? That says they call it caping, I think. I don't know.
Capping.
I don't know. I don't even know what that shit means, to be honest. But what do you think about T.I.'s Instagram post about Jay-Z? Agree with it? How you feel?
We said this last week.
late.
and here's the thing, right? Y'all got to do us a favor because we're getting a lot of responses. I don't know if you noticed it or got on Twitter and little things like that, kind of disagreeing. The people that are pro Jay-Z on this side saying that it's not fair to criticize Jay-Z before we know. And this is why y'all have to pay attention to the commentary, not just the titles,
right,
and not just little things. You got to listen to what's really being said because no one's criticizing Jay-Z. If anything, these are two brothers right here, Oh God and myself, that have been called dick riders for Jay-Z. Fuck that. That's funny. Because now that we disagree, now all of a sudden we're criticizing this or that. Nah, that's not cool. Gotten 100% nothing but the utmost respect for Jay-Z. I can speak for myself in saying that in everything that he's done in the rap game, everything that he's been able to do to becoming a billionaire, deserve to be praised in that. But all of that does not cloud my vision in looking at something and going, I don't know about that.
Right.
And like we also said last week, if we did not have positions where we've created businesses on having dialect in this kind of thing, wouldn't give a fuck and probably would never talk about it. But we do, so you're going to hear my opinion. I don't really rock with it. I don't think anything's going to happen from it, but that doesn't mean that Jay-Z hasn't done great things. Now, in regards to T.I., I agree with everything he said. But T.I. is just always one of those people. DL is always one of them people that are just very, they use their Instagram a lot.
Yeah, for a lot, different things. And I just think it's just one of those situations, man. Again, you put it perfectly. Like, we see all the great things that Jay has done. Obviously, we follow this stuff. We report on this stuff. You go and look through our channel like all year long, but it's almost like people are trying to make us, when I say the people, I mean the people in the comment section, the people that watch our content, they're trying to make us either go so far in on Jay-Z to say, look, he's a sellout, or they're going to say, oh, Jay-Z's going to get you shut down for doing this, like shit. Like, first of all, nobody's going to get anything shut down, but it's just like, with this whole situation, we just didn't agree because, we had one aspect of Jay-Z pretty much, telling people and, standing up for Kaepernick, wearing the jersey with the protest. And all of a sudden, a year later, he comes back, you know what I mean? And now he's sitting out with the NFL, look real funny. And then he comes back without Colin Kaepernick and without them really even addressing Colin Kaepernick. We got even Andrew Luck. People are now starting to talk about over the Colts, give him a shot or anything. Pictures that came out.
No.
Hell no. Definitely.
Come on.
Definitely. But it's like, pictures that came out of Kaepernick and everything. So essentially it's like the best way I can put it is like they're saying, okay, Jay-Z's agreeing with the NFL. Okay, we're going to, don't do it Kaepernick's way. We're done with that way. We got a new way for you to do it. So essentially the NFL is still in control and still has the power position here, because if we were, had the power position, we will make them bend. Now they're making us bend. That's just my opinion.
Ask yourself this, oh God, because T.I. gets a bit of information and he shares it with us a week after everything goes on.
Mm-hmm.
But who distributed the content? Who distributed Jay-Z's excerpts and what he said? The NFL. So they
talk about it.
Then
they edit some stuff like Charlamagne said?
They edited Charlamagne stuff. They obviously edited this part. And I have to say this, we got to put this on record. We also held accountability for ourselves and everybody else. We clearly said last week before hearing any of this, we said, you got to hold accountability for you. Take care of your neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of that child. Take care of your community. Start with the small things as opposed to looking and making $1 billion criticisms before you can even make $1 billion moves yourself. Look at yourself before you could really, truly make criticism. What are you doing?
Right.
We said all that. Said all that. I don't know.
But it's just like, again, people, they'll listen to a short, they look at the headline, look at the thumbnail, and they'll listen to a small piece of the content, and then they'll, surmise all that as what we said. And, we just gotta, obviously when people make ignorant comments, we can't just feed into it. But if you go back and listen, if you got time, we have been, right down the middle with this. We call bullshit. We call what was right. Nobody's going to ever argue what Jay-Z has done. Shit, he's a billionaire. So it's like, it's not surprising me that he can, help with planes to Puerto Rico and do benefit content. You're a fucking billionaire. It's a great thing. You know what I'm saying?
It's a nice tax write-off.
Yeah. So it's like, you can't compare it to a motherfucker's like, that's making ends meet. You can't say, what the fuck have you done? I don't like that shit like that. Like, now you can do things, but you're never going to do it on the level as him, as Jay-Z.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but and that's why, to Jay-Z's credit, he's done a great job in not paying attention to what people have said in comments and things like that. Because how can you even, for you to make a comment like that, it would almost sound like you're being petty or being, you're way beyond that level. And this is why we got to hold accountability, and the next person has to hold accountability, the next person, because we can't really worry about what Jay-Z's doing, because let's keep it real. It's fucking football.
Right.
It's football. If we took care of each other and did the right things, I'd rather see less Popeye chicken ass and more black banks being opened up. That shit would inspire me a little more. We got things that we need to do that will really start creating conversation and changing some narrative when it comes to police brutality and when it comes to us not getting proper opportunity. It's because we take our dollar and then give it right back. That's the ultimate conversation. So while we're distracted by the NFL, when we're going to watch it next week and all that shit anyway, start just holding each other a little more accountable.
Yeah, funny story before I move to what Diddy said real quick. I was in Walmart yesterday getting something to eat at the Subway. And this black lady, she was like in a little wheelchair. She came up to me and she was like, what she say? She was like, something about the stuff that I had. She asked me a question. She said, look, get all your toiletries and everything in the month of September. Boom. She's like, in October, she said, we're going to boycott. And she said that this country has to feel our pain because this country runs off of our dollar. I swear this came out of nowhere. This was just yesterday. The lady said, and she was like, just spread the word.
At our Walmart?
In Maysland or Egg Harbor Township. My bad. Yeah,
wow.
yeah, right there. And, a lady came up and she just spread the word and she just left. You know what I mean? So, I'm just putting it out there. What happened? But, the bottom line is our dollar is very, very powerful in this country.
It's the only way the real conversation is going to begin to happen. We're out here fighting wars and people fighting for our freedom and all that against these certain groups of people. But these same groups of people out here flourishing in our country to start asking ourselves some question, man. It's money, man.
And then it makes you wonder, like, if these people were smart and you look at, any leader, or, just speaker that we had in the past, they understood the power of, people, moving collectively. So if you don't see nobody really talking about that, fuck the halftime show, fuck the social injustice campaign, not fuck it, but hopefully you know what I mean. Engage people, to start putting their dollar here or there. You know what I mean? And encourage people to do that. That's a whole nother topic. We'll get to that another day. I want to move on to this, saying, man, Diddy just continue.